speed beats perfection in digital transformation. The biggest challenge in leading transformation, this is not technology. It's, in my opinion, the mindset shift.
Welcome to the DesignRush podcast. I'm your host, Kia Johnson. On today's episode, we're joined by Dr. Joerg Storm, CEO and founder of Digital Storm, a globally followed platform empowering leaders to scale AI and digital transformation without losing trust, speed, or strategy. With over 25 years of experience in innovation, implementation, and executive leadership, Joerg brings a rare blend of technical depth and a human-centered perspective. From leading digital change in Asia to advising top-tier brands and teaching future leaders, his insights have reached professionals at Google, Microsoft, Meta, and beyond. In this conversation, Joerg unpacks what most leaders get wrong about transformation, why mindset beats technology, and how to move from AI pilots to real business impact. Watch the full episode on YouTube or listen on Spotify, Apple, and all major platforms. Don't forget to subscribe. New episodes drop weekly. What has been the defining moment, you would say, that shaped your approach to business and leadership today?
Wow, that's a tough question. But I would say if I look back, the defining moment, this was not a single moment. This is probably, this was my time in Asia. I lived 6 years in Tokyo and 6 years in China, and that experience really completely transformed the way I think now about digital, about speed and innovation. So if you only compare about the speed of execution, I think Asia, this is simply just on another level compared to my home country, Germany/Europe. And in China, decisions happen super fast. And the business, they don't get stuck in long approval process. They simply try. They fail and they iterate. They can live with 80% solutions. They don't need to over-engineer everything. And I think this mindset in Asia, also China, this taught me a lot about speed beats perfection in digital transformation. So I think if you wait too long so that something is perfect, you already lost. And the other one was digital payments. While living in China, I never used cash or even a credit card anymore. Everything was mobile payment, and you can see all the newbies in China, they still pay with some coins, notes, but every other, and they look at you and say, oh, why is this guy giving me a note or a coin? Because everyone is simply using mobile payment. So digital convenience, I think that for China, this is not a trend, it's an expectation. And there's so many things. I could talk forever on this topic, but those 12 years Asia, I think they made me who I am right now. And I think they also led to the fact that I started doing something on social media before I didn't do it.
You spoke about what you learned in Asia was speed beats perfection in digital transformation.
Definitely,
So when you learned of this, when you were in Asia, was this something that was an unexpected moment for you?
Maybe I was naive. Before I went there, I was thinking I'm working for a very famous German company. I'm German if we build the best airplanes and have the best airport infrastructure. And then you see this, how in other countries they do things completely different and they're much faster. And I think this changed a lot in my mindset, that you should not take everything what you see, what you really experience in a day-to-day in your home country as the maximum level. There are probably other places which do it very different, and this different could be also much better.
Would you say then different is actually good when one takes AI to long-term business strategies?
Those countries, especially now China, they are much faster in implementation of AI than, for example, Europe. I say US also in it's a different topic. They're also very fast, and but US and China they are leading that AI trend at the moment, and DeepSeek, this new LLM in China, they basically disrupted the total IT tech industry, where billions of euro disappeared in the stock markets at companies like Nvidia, for example, or Microsoft, OpenAI.
You have been leading digital transformations, which on a global scale, it's not easy. You've navigated complex projects at organizations such as a premium Germany car company, also amongst others as well. What would you say was the biggest challenge that you faced during that journey, and how did you overcome it?
Okay, that's a great question. I would say, honestly, the biggest challenge in leading transformation, this is not technology. It's, in my opinion, the mindset shift. You can implement the best tech in the world, but if the people and organizations are not behind you, are not ready to adapt, this will not work. And at a lot of companies with a very strong legacy, which I'm also supporting, the challenge was to balance tradition on the one hand with innovation. And if you're dealing with a brand that has been successful over a century, and suddenly you're asking people to embrace completely new ways of working, digital tools they never used before, and sometimes even completely rethink how business is done, I think this is not easy. And one of the key moments for me was driving a shift toward a faster decision making, and like I said before, decision making and experimentation. The tech markets like China, and that we touched, things are super fast at the lightning speed, and there's no time for long approval cycles. So I pushed in my teams for more agile ways of working, bringing a startup-like approach into the corporate environment. And honestly, I think resistance is normal, and people normally or naturally they don't like uncertainty, and I think the way forward, how to overcome is with communication, transparency, trust, and also showing quick wins. I think this is important for the teams to understand that this is important topic, and you show them, you involve them in the decision-making process, in something which comes out of them also, and not dictating decisions from the top. And at the end, I would say that this, in the end of the day, I think the digital transformation, this is not only about tech, it's about changing how people think, work, and collaborate to each other, in my opinion.
In your vast experience advising executives across various industries, what's a common mistake that many leaders make when trying to embrace AI and digital transformation, something that they often overlook in the process?
I think it's not always they probably think always that just a tech upgrade. But as I mentioned before, I think in reality, this is more a complete shift from the mindset and culture. And a lot of executives believe that if they just implement one new AI tool out of those 30,000 AI tools which are available in the market right now, or a new digital platform, their business will automatically become more efficient, more innovative. But I think the technology alone does not solve the problem. It's how you use it, the technology. This will solve the problem. And the real challenge is the integration and the adoption. And too often, if we do AI projects, I see companies to roll out AI without a clear strategy, how this fits into their workflows, how the teams should use it, or what problem they try to solve. And also, I mentioned before, if employees, they don't understand or trust this tech, they will definitely not use it efficiently. And the other topic they always is underestimated is data quality. AI is only as good as the data which is trained at, and many companies either they don't have the right data, or they have no data, or they rush into AI project without having a clean, structured, relevant data. So they end up with results which are maybe inaccurate or misleading. And I think finally, AI is, I think, not about efficiency. It's about value creation. And the most companies, they I think they don't use AI to cut costs. They use it to create a better customer experience. For example, in the service desk, when the customer don't have to wait so long in the queue at the telephone service center, or to unlock new revenue stream and rethink completely the business model. I think these are the big changes. So AI is not another IT project. It should be a business transformation. So you focus on the people, on the processes, and the strategy, plus tech, but not only on tech. And then I think you make a much bigger impact than only implementing AI in just a service desk, for example.
You've helped numerous companies actually navigate the complexities of AI integration. What would you say is one strategy or step that you took that helped a business scale successfully using AI?
I think that's easy. Yeah, it all starts with a clear, measurable business problem, and based on that area, you work backwards to the tech area. And a lot of companies, they jump directly into AI because it's a very hot and woke topic, but you don't have any concrete use cases. So I think this is a recipe for wasted time and also resources. And instead, I always ask, what's the biggest bottleneck or opportunity you have in your business, which AI can solve? So what we do then, we show at the beginning what is technology-wise possible with AI, what are specific use cases, and then we go directly into the use case definition, focusing on bottlenecks and opportunity in the business. So I worked with a company which was struggling with the topic of customer service and bottleneck customer service, and we could have thrown very easily an AI chatbot in, but what we did before, we also analyzed the complete customer touch point, and also especially the pain point of the customer journey, and we identified where AI/automation would actually help to improve this customer experience. And then on top of this, we built an AI-driven support system that's combined automation with human expertise. And for example, we have achieved much faster response times, lower cost for the company, and a much better customer experience. So this was a win-win for the business and the customers. I think this is an important topic.
And then how much did that process take? How long did that process take?
1 to 2 weeks for the use case definition, plus then around 3 months for the implementation. But I think you cannot say this really how long this takes, because it's all related to what is the application infrastructure, what applications they're having. This can be, in some areas it can be weeks, in some areas it can be months, depending if you have a small company, a big company, or a big conglomerate. But for use case definition, I think this is something which you can do with, if you have the right people, experts in place, in 1 to 2 weeks.
You've worked with many companies, looking to scale using AI. So what metrics or KPIs do you believe executives should prioritize to ensure that they're on the right path?
I think the most important KPIs, they depend on the goal, but the ones which I always recommend are, for example, the business impact metrics. So how is AI improving the revenue, the efficiency, or customer satisfaction? If you look at things like cost savings or increased conversion rate or reduced churn, AI at the end should drive business growth and not just be an interesting tech project. So the first one, business impact metrics, and the second one would be the adoption and engagement. You always have to question yourself: are people actually using the AI tools? We're talking about the culture before, whether it's employees or customers. The adoption rates and I think also the user feedback are super crucial. If AI isn't integrated in workflows, I think it will not create significant value. That was number two. And the third one, I think it's accuracy and performance. AI is only as good as the data, which we discussed before, but AI is only as good as the result it delivers. So precision, recall, error rates are the key for models, especially in the automation and in customer-facing AI. There you should not do mistakes. And last but least, scalability and speed. AI should improve the efficiency of companies and not slow things down. And there are metrics like processing time, automation rate, model retraining speed, which help to track scalability. And overall, then availability of the application itself should be 99.999%.
So then I mean, for each organization, because you're mentioning every organization is different, so that would then kind of put you in a space of, okay, this is what I need to focus on, depending on the kind of organization I am. So there isn't just one set thing that you can use for all organizations. It would be, you'd have to choose yourself, what is your starting point and where do you go from there? Okay.
I think so, yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, there's not one KPI which fits all. But I think the most important ones, I think that the one for sure, the business impact, scalability, performance, and at the end, the adoption and engagement. I really have to measure, is it really utilized? Yeah, are your customers happy with the AI bot you are putting on your website? Yeah, are they using it?
What criteria did you consider when selecting an agency partner for a major initiative? What were the top factors that made the agency stand out?
Big brands, they don't just look for agencies with talent, or they look for teams which understand the challenges, which move fast and bring real value to the company. And I think what agency service provider, what they all have to bring to the table is a proactive thinking and not just execution, and to challenge assumptions, bring fresh ideas and also innovation. I think this is a must. The proactive thinking, I think, important. Proven global and local expertise always depends on your company, but working with global brands means you have to understand how to scale, for example, in a rollout project, while respecting local markets and also legal restrictions. So I look for companies which can navigate in different regions, cultures, and also customers' behaviors, because I think one size fits all solutions often doesn't work. Speed and agility. Large companies need to partner with other partners which are able to move fast without endless bureaucracy. We have to be able to quickly execute and still maintain quality. I think this is a game changer. Big companies don't want to wait for months for results. They want to see real impact now. What else? Maybe strong communication and trust. And a great agency partner supplier relationship feels like an extension of an internal team. So the clear open communication, transparency, I think, and trust, I think this makes all the difference. If I have to chase for updates or constantly manage expectations, I think that's not a true partnership. I want a partner which understands my business, which moves fast and is able to deliver real impact. And if they are able to do that, and then I think then they would be on the preferred partner list, in my opinion.
What do you see as the most significant trend in AI and digital transformation that businesses should be preparing for over the next few years?
I think that it's not more AI. We have already 30,000 AI applications, as I mentioned before, but I think it will be AI that is becoming deeply embedded in the decision making, automation, customer experience at a big, big scale. So right now, I think the most companies in that area are still in the experimentation phase. POCs, developing, piloting. There's not much really live. And they're all experimenting with chatbot, analytics, and automation of simple tasks. But I think in a few years, AI will move from a simple tool to be a core driver of the business strategy. And I believe the business, they should prepare, for example, for AI-driven decision making. So AI will not only automate process, but AI might assist leaders in making even better, smarter decisions based on a lot of data, so much data which no one could even analyze. So from forecasting market trends to optimize pricing, supply chain, I think business could leverage this AI-driven insight, or business which utilize this AI-driven insight. I think they have a massive competitive advantage. The other topic I think business should prepare for is hyper-personalization. Everyone is talking about hyper-personalization, but I would say this AI supports hyper-personalization at a scale. And the future of customer experience is AI-driven real-time personalization. The brand will, for example, deliver, I would say, ultra-targeted marketing, dynamic pricing, and seamless customer interactions across all touch point, and everything will be aligned. This is what you see right now. Yeah, if you use Amazon, they do dynamic pricing. If you book on a flight, they analyze on which phone you check the app. Yeah, and based on if you have an expensive iPhone or cheaper an Android phone, based on your location, you see a different price. So this is all hyper personalization. I think that's second topic. And the third one, then I think this is governance, AI governance and trust. And I think as the AI adoption scales, the business will need a much stronger governance and transparency on where the data is going. So we have a lot of regulations, yeah? For example, European AI Act, and all these regulators, they will demand explainable AI, data privacy, and also algorithms which are bias free, for example. And I believe companies which build trustworthy AI, they will have a major advantage over those which don't do. And this is, I think, where we come to DeepSeek, for example. Before China, I think this was blocked in Italy because of data protection issues, and also another company, was it Korea? They blocked DeepSeek because of exactly this. Yeah, that's what I meant. If you have to really consider take care of this carefully, and if you do, this will be a game changer, in my opinion.
So, Dr. Storm, you've had a very impressive career, and you continue having a very impressive career, and you have, I'm sure, throughout that time, had a mentor or a peer that shaped your thinking on digital transformation. Can you share perhaps a mentor or a peer that has done so for you?
I think this impressive career, it always depends on the standpoint.
Well,
There's always more. There's always better possibilities.
yes,
There's always room to grow.
yes.
Um,
For all
but
of us, for all of us,
yeah, for
it's
all of us,
okay. It's
There's
okay.
no one who knows everything.
Yes.
I would not say that. I think it's very hard to pick one person, because I think transformation comes from experiences, learning across regions, markets, teams. But if you ask me to highlight one thing most, then I think it's probably started with that. It's my time in Asia, in this extremely fast-moving, tech-driven business, China and Japan. If you get to go to what is this tech town in Shenzhen in China, or in this tech market in Tokyo, this is very different. And I think in China I saw tech companies which, like Alibaba, Taobao, they don't only adopt technology, they reinvent complete industries overnight. And even I thought, oh, Amazon is super good. Yeah, I really thought Amazon super good. But if you use Taobao, for example, in China, you see, oh, there's quite a room to improve. For example, the scanning functionality on the phone, super good on Taobao. Yeah, you see a product, you scan it, you get it. You have a question on one product. At 3 o'clock at night, you type in the chat, you get an answer from someone at 3 o'clock in the night. So this is China. And in Japan, I think I learned the precision and also the long-term thinking. So the company, they take a very super different approach, also methodology to approach digital transformation, to balance the speed with stability. And I think I learned from those two countries. My time in Asia, I learned probably the most, if you would ask me.
What do you think industry leaders should be discussing more openly to help each other stay ahead of the curve, when it comes to AI and business strategy?
I think also they should discuss about the challenges and not only the success stories. At the moment, everyone normally wants to shine, and talks about success stories. But I think we also need to talk about, and everyone can do. Everyone can say, I implemented a chatbot and service desk and had minus 30% cost reduction. But I think we need to look on the other side also. Roadblocks. Discuss this, for example, the integration struggle and AI. This is not something like plug and play, and a lot of companies are trying to integrate AI, and they struggle completely to integrate it into existing systems, workflows, and also decision making. So I think leaders could share also those challenges and not only celebrate AI wins. The one thing. The other one is, as mentioned before, data quality. Data quality issue. AI is only as good as the data behind. And most companies, sorry to say, they have messy, siloed or biased data. We need much more discussion on how to clean, structure, and govern data effectively, because without this, AI will not deliver real value, especially for brownfield companies versus greenfield companies. Are older companies, they're struggling with this topic. Challenges are AI regulation and ethics also. I think the pressure about AI governance, transparency, and also the responsible use of AI is growing more and more. And leaders should talk about how they ensure that AI is used in an explainable, compliant way. And I think this will be a major competitive advantage. In Europe, we have the European AI Act. And a lot of companies don't have anything like this. I'm not saying that this is always a good topic, because I think too much regulation also hinders innovation. But at least something, it should be regulated, especially if this is related to PII, personal identifiable confidential data. And I think also for AI, the future, I think, is not lying in AI replacing jobs. It's about how AI can augment human decision making. So companies would need to rethink how they train their employees to work besides AI, and not how to fire people. I think Microsoft, for example, they decided they don't hire any more people. They don't hire anymore, but they use existing people plus new AI tools to be more productive. Something like this.
If you could sit down with any executive or thought leader to discuss the future of AI and digital transformation, who would it be and what would you want to ask them?
Jensen Huang, NVIDIA. Yeah, they are selling the shovels. They are in the gold rush. They are selling the shovels. They are the ones which making all the money. And I think why him? Because NVIDIA, they are not only building AI hardware, and I think they shaped the complete AI industry. The GPUs, they power at the moment everything from Indian AI, autonomous systems, and I think they are definitely in the driver's seat where the technology is heading at the moment. The first thing I would ask him maybe would be, what's the next breakthrough in AI that most business aren't prepared for? And I think a lot of companies are still figuring out how to use AI. What's coming next? Will it be AI agents? I think this is also
That's
big
topic right
mega
now.
trend. AI
Yes.
agents.
AI agents. Yeah.
Will it be real-time AI processing, or something we're not even thinking about? I think this would be definitely a topic. And what else would I would ask him? How can business move from AI pilots to full-scale adoption? Now we discussed the pilot topic, and I think many companies still struggle to go beyond the POC project. I would like to hear his take. What separates companies from scaling successful AI from those which get stuck at the beginning? Because I think there's a lot of potential. And the last question, I think, would be, what's a real competitive advantage in AI? Is it data, compute power, or maybe is it something else? So everyone talks with data as a new oil, but models become more and more powerful. Will the access to high performance AI computing be the real differentiator? We talked about DeepSeek. They don't have so many high performance AI computing. It was its own. Or how will this be in future? I would say I would talk with him about how AI is reshaping industries, business models, and maybe the future of competition, in my opinion. And the last one would be, when comes AGI? I would ask him, what do you think? When is AGI coming? So we better prepare for ourselves for that.
I just want to thank you so much for joining us on the DesignRush podcast. It's been wonderful to walk in your shoes. I've literally been feeling as if I'm walking in your shoes here today. Wishing you the best of success with all your endeavors, and please do stay in touch. We'd love to have you back on the show again.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Curious about what top brands look for when choosing an agency? Tune into our latest episodes where we reveal the decision-making secrets of leading brands. Subscribe to the DesignRush podcast and stay ahead of the competition.